Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we deconstruct corporate filings and find out what really matters, maybe even uncovering some hidden surprises. We've got a new filing from Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated today, and it looks like there has been a bit of a shake-up. Before we dive in, if you like getting clear, straightforward insights from these official documents, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. And hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord, link in the description below, where we talk all things finance and business. So what is going on with Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated? Well, it looks like they brought a new person onto their board of directors, and with new people often come new strategies, or at least new perspectives. Let's see what this means for the company's future. So this report you are looking at is a Form 8K, which is basically a heads up for investors about big events that happen suddenly. Think of it as a company bulletin board for important news that can't wait for their regular quarterly report. The key date here is the 22nd of September 2025, the day an important change apparently happened at Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated. This part tells us where the company has officially registered its state of incorporation, plus some identifying numbers. It's pretty standard stuff for any company reporting to the SEC, like their official commission file number and their employer identification number. Now we're getting to the juicy parts for investors. This is about the company's stock. It specifies that Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated has common stock, and each share has a tiny par value. Par value is a historical concept and usually means very little in terms of the actual market value of the stock, but it is something that needs to be stated. This is essentially a tag that links to the specific description of that common stock value for accounting and reporting purposes. Think of it as a financial label. We see this date repeated a few times. It reinforces that the 22nd of September 2025 is the crucial date for the events being reported. This tells us about another type of security the company offers: warrants. These are like options that give the holder the right to buy shares of common stock at a fixed price of $11.5. Per S-Hair, this is important because it means there are potential future issuances of stock that can affect the existing shareholders, diluting their ownership if exercised. This is pretty straightforward. It means that the currency involved in these financial instruments is the US dollar. And this is just a tag to indicate that the units being discussed are shares of stock. This confirms we are indeed looking at a US Securities and Exchange Commission filing for a current report. Something important has happened. Again, we see the date of the report's earliest event, the 22nd of September 2025. The name of the company, Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated. This is their main office address. While it is good to know where they are sometimes, this level of detail isn't always the most critical for understanding their business strategy. And their contact phone number. Again, useful but not the core of the story we're uncovering. This section is about special filing rules. Companies can sometimes use one report to cover multiple reporting requirements. In this case, it looks like none of those special provisions apply. The filing is just for the reported event. This means their stock ESLA and their warrants ESLAW are officially listed and traded on a stock exchange. Here is confirmation that their common stock with that tiny par value is traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol SLA, and their warrants are also on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol ESLAW. This gives investors direct access to trade these securities. This box tells us about the company's status as an emerging growth company. This is a designation given to companies that have had less than a certain amount of revenue in recent years. It allows them certain flexibility in reporting requirements. And yes, Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated has checked this box, meaning they qualify and are using this status. This can mean they have an extended period to comply with new accounting standards, which is common for newer companies. This is a follow-up to the previous point. Emerging growth companies can choose to adopt new accounting standards later than larger companies. Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated has not elected to use this extended period, which suggests they might feel confident in their ability to keep up with accounting changes. Or perhaps they want to present themselves as being on par with larger, more established companies, even though they are technically an emerging growth company. This is the core of the report. Item 5.02 of Form 8K deals with changes in a company's top leadership and their compensation. This is where we find out about who is joining, who is leaving, and any financial arrangements related to these changes. And here it is, the big news. On the 22nd of September, the board of directors at Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated appointed a new member, Jia Dengyao. This appointment was effective right away. Bringing new people onto the board can signal a shift in strategy or an effort to bring in new expertise. At the time of this filing, Jia Dengyao wasn't assigned to any specific committees of the board. This is common for new members members who might be getting acquainted with the company first before taking on specific roles in committees like audit or compensation. Now, this is standard practice. When a director joins a company, they usually sign an indemnification agreement. This agreement basically protects the director by saying the company will cover their legal costs if they get sued because of their work as a director. It is worded similarly to agreements with their other directors who are not company employees. Digging a bit deeper into that indemnification agreement, it outlines the types of expenses the company will cover. This includes things like lawyer fees, court costs, and expert witness fees. It covers any legal actions or proceedings that might come up because of Jia Dengyao's job as a director for Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated or any other role he takes on for the company. This is all about ensuring the board members can make decisions without undue fear of personal liability. This is the legal boilerplate at the end of many SEC filings. It is a formal statement confirming that the report is accurate and has been properly authorized by the company. And here we see the signature of Cheng Liu, the Chief Executive Officer of Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated. As CEO, Cheng Liu is officially signing off on this report, making sure all the information is correct and filed according to regulations. The report itself was signed on the 26th of September 2025, a few days after the event it reports. This gives a little bit of time for the official paperwork to be processed. So let S break down what this filing actually means for Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated. The core of this report is the appointment of Jia Dengyao to the board. This is a significant move because board members are supposed to guide the company's strategy and oversee its operations. The fact that he wasn't immediately placed on any committees suggests a period of onboarding and learning. This is normal as new directors often take time to understand the company's specific business and its challenges. The indemnification agreement is standard procedure and doesn't tell us much beyond the fact that the company is operating within normal corporate governance practices. What we don't see in this report are the nitty-gritty financial details. This Form 8K is not about revenue or profit margins, it is about material events. So we can tell from this specific filing alone if the company's financial performance is improving or declining. However, the appointment of a new director could be a precursor to changes in strategy that will impact future financials. Perhaps they are looking to expand into new markets or develop new products, and they believe Jia Dengyao's experience will be crucial for that. Without more information about Jia Dengyao's background and expertise, it is hard to speculate too much, but new blood on the board often brings fresh perspectives and can be a catalyst for change, either positive or negative. Looking at the broader picture, Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated is operating in the biotechnology sector, which is known for being highly competitive and capital intensive. Companies in this space often rely on significant funding and innovative research. A new board member could be a sign that the company is gearing up for a new phase of growth, or perhaps trying to navigate specific challenges in the market such as regulatory hurdles or competitive pressures. The fact that they are an emerging growth company suggests they are still in the earlier stages of their development, and any strategic shifts could have a proportionally larger impact on their trajectory. In terms of risks and opportunities for Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated, the appointment of a new director on its own doesn't present an immediate risk or opportunity. However, the reason for the appointment is key. If it is to bring in someone with deep industry knowledge to help secure funding or navigate complex regulatory pathways, that is a huge opportunity. If it is to fill a vacancy due to unforeseen circumstances or internal issues, it might point to underlying weaknesses. The company's future success will likely depend on its ability to innovate, develop its products, and secure the necessary funding for growth. The board's role is critical in guiding these efforts. So my overall assessment is that this filing is signaling a potential shift or an effort to strengthen leadership at Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated. It is not a financial bombshell, but it is a piece of the puzzle that tells us about the company's governance and potentially its future direction. Investors should definitely keep an eye on this company and any further announcements or subsequent filings to understand the impact of Jia Dengyao.'s addition to the board. The fact that they have warrants outstanding East law also means that any future stock price appreciation could be tempered by dilution if those warrants are exercised. Alright, that is our quick decode of Estrella Immunopharma Incorporated's latest report. What are your thoughts on this board appointment? Do you think it signals exciting changes ahead or just a routine governance update? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out. And of course, subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description where we talk about these kinds of things all the time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.